Hello, welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel, the show where we pick a film or a franchise and give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel with a panel of comedians and film experts. That's right, I said experts. Without any further ado, tonight, actually, we're going to be doing Gladiator, the Russell Crowe, Ridley Scott directed classic film from the year 2000, way back 20 years ago. Can't believe it myself. First of all, let's bring our panel in this evening. Let's not mess about. First of all, it's our regular here. It's Eddie French.
Hello, Chris. How are you?
I'm good. Your throat sounds bad.
Yes, because I have been wronged by a fake Caesar.
Brilliant.
How you doing? That was my Joaquin Phoenix impression.
It's good, that. I thought it was Oliver Reed. That's more like, there's camera rolling. What?
He was excellent in this film. We'll get onto the talking about the film later. But yes, how are you doing? You all right?
I'm good. How are you? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's get some banners up. That I forgot to do at the start, but they're there now, so you can join in. Welcome everybody on Facebook, by the way. I'll say that now. Type away if you want to join in with us tonight with Gladiator, and we'll read your comments out live. Let's bring our next guest in this evening. It's a panelist. She's here again as always. It's the lovely Natalie Smeaton.
Hello. How are you?
All right. What were you doing there? Were you giggling?
I was joking. I was joking, but I'm fine. I've got to say, Chris.
Sorry. Yes.
I was going to say I was very impressed with your sudden reveal at the beginning there. Like it was curtain, and then suddenly you were there. I just didn't expect it.
Well, I got 101 magic tricks the other day, and I've learned how to just appear like that.
It was amazing. So
we got complaints that I were putting scary pictures up at the start of the show, so I had to come up with something.
Well, I'll tell you what, Darren Brown best be scared because that was the best piece of magic I've seen in a long time, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Sorry.
And I will take my show on the road now that I know how to do one trick. Right, let's get out.
There are no venues in which to perform your show, so that's a great shame.
I'll start off small. I'll start off outdoors, and I'll work my way up to a magic room.
Just do it literally on a road.
Yes, I'm doing magic. Stop your car. Will that work? Mine'll work.
If you're amazed. It's the sign of that.
Right, let's get our final panelist for tonight. We've got a special guest. It's an old friend of mine, actually, tonight. We did have a guest who pulled out at the last minute, and he was due to come on in a couple of weeks, but he's managed to drop everything to come with us tonight. It's my old mate, Paul Walker. Here he is, Paul Walker.
Where you go now? You want me now?
Oh, he's having a...
I'm doing this. What do you mean you run out of milk? Well, can't you send...
He's having a domestic.
Send Fred. Hey! How are you? Yeah, not now. About an hour. Yeah. How you doing?
An hour.
Speaking of...
You can tell he's not done the show before. He thinks it's going to be over in an hour.
Really?
Oh, Paul.
Paul must be some child.
Speaking of milk, you're milking that joke a bit, are you?
Yeah, I know. What?
Welcome, Paul, to the show. Welcome. I've explained it briefly to you, so you know what the crack is tonight. I'll explain it for people who haven't seen the show before. Anyway, these guys are going to come up with a film pitch, a prequel, a sequel, and a requel. They get a minute pitch for the movie Gladiator, so they've got to come up with them. We'll vote on them after each round as well. We'll hear the pitches and they can ask questions about them as well. That probably made sense if you rearrange the words and throw them back together in the correct order.
So this is the Celebrity Squares?
Yeah. You've got your buzzers. Buzz in when you're ready. We've already got some people talking to us tonight. Here we go. We've got our old friend. Oh, he's waiting for his pizza.
Oh,
he looks sad in his photo, doesn't he? Look.
Oh, Roberto wants to hug you.
Oh.
Maybe not. That might not be a good idea.
We'll make
some of the
pizza.
comments he puts. We got Bob. Bob's on the line.
I am
Bob.
first.
What?
He won't first because Roberto beat you to it, Bob and Rob. Rob. Well, we got 2 years, 264 days, and this morning.
Oh, that's a Gladiator reference.
Yes.
He hadn't been home for 3 years and blah, blah, blah. Very nice.
Let's get through these first comments. Here we go. It's the Australian catch and kickball player Sam. And so, yeah.
Well, you're sore throat now.
I'm assuming there's an Aussie rules footballer called Sam Mays. Sam Mays, the name of the lady who was due to join us, but unfortunately couldn't make it this evening. So Roberto does this brilliant joke about misunderstanding who the guests are. It's very,
it's very good. Smash!
Yeah, it's great.
Smashes it out of the park.
Oh yeah. It's really
he'll call you that. He'll call you that now. You'll have it. He'll come up with a name in a minute for you. He always does. Yep. Right then. Yeah. So let's crack on. What I like to do before the show every week, I like to give you a quick reminder before the show. On the show, we're on the show. It's live, isn't it? I'm going to give you a reminder of the box. This is the DVD box of Gladiator, what it said back in the day to sell the movie to you. Just give you a bit of a basis if you've not seen the film in a while of what it's all about. So I'll read this out to you and then we'll crack on. Gladiator is a stunning historical epic that follows Maximus Decimus Meridius, the brave general who was forced into slavery, emerged as a gladiator and defied an empire. Gladiator is a magnificent combination of vivid action and extraordinary storytelling, masterfully directed by Ridley Scott and featuring a riveting performance from Russell Crowe. It is truly a colossus of rousing action. Ooh. So, a lot of big words there, just to say it's a good film, really.
Some of them vaguely to do with classical history.
Yeah, riveting performance.
It was rousing. That was quite erotic, wasn't it?
Yeah. Ooh.
Colossus of arousing.
Right then. Yeah. So what we're going to do? We're going to start off with the prequels this evening. Let me get my banner ready. Here we go to make it official. So don't forget, if you watch it on Facebook, you can join in by leaving your comments, and also we'll vote after each section for your favourite. But I'll give you a reminder after each pitch is done. So we're going to start off with Eddie for the prequels first, with your pitch. Are you ready? I'll get you a minute on the clock. Away you go whenever you're ready.
Okay. Gladiator, for all of the positives about this film, and there are many, it's not the most light-hearted of films, so I felt the prequel should reflect that a bit more, which is why I've prepared Lil Commodus. So, 9-year-old Commodus spends a jolly day around Rome. His father, Emperor the First Dumbledore, gives him a sesterce coin and tells him to go out and play. After 4 hours of trying to have sex with his sister, he gets bored and trots off into town. He gets a large bag of sugared weasel's paws to munch on and runs around having people killed for fun. He practices his shouting about how merciful he is and steals buns from a stall, causing the owner to sort of run after him and then go, "Oh no, I didn't know it was you, Lil Commodus." And he's like, "I'm Lil Commodus." And then he goes home, dresses in white and demands the servants be afraid of him, before he finally draws a picture of his sister's tits, puts it on the fridge, and goes to bed on some dead boys who made fun of him the previous day.
Right then, okay. 1 minute 8. There you go.
Yep.
Right, okay. So Paul and Nat, you can ask Eddie a question each on his film, basically.
Okay.
Try and make sure it's watertight, his movie pitch.
Commodus, I'm assuming that's the Whacking Phoenix character. Is it?
Yeah.
Is that Commodus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So obviously it's his sort of life story growing up.
It's more of a day in the life. It's sort of like Baby's Day Out. Or,
so is it like Jack Bauer 24 hours? So everything happens in that day?
Yeah, pretty much. He wakes up, he has his breakfast, and then he goes for a trot around town, being entitled and weird. Sorry?
Yeah. So he's 9 years old. He's having sex with his sister.
No, he's trying to.
Oh, trying.
It's a comedy. If you try to have sex with someone, it's funny. If you do, it's wrong. Have you never seen a comedy before, Paul?
No, of course. I'm just trying to.
Okay, fine. Well, it's like that then. It's like that. Yeah. No. He's like he's constantly trying to. He's like when he's like literally in the film where he's going to his sister. Just please go to bed with me. She's like, no, Commode. It's like just a bit. It's like he's like doing that, but as a 9-year-old.
And when he's pinching buns, I assume is he going for like the French bread, thing that he can try out on his sister? Like how deep do you want to go with this?
Oh no! By this point, he's just after sweet buns. He's stealing like
sweet buns,
sticky buns,
sticky buns.
Ultimately, sticky buns. Yes.
So it's basically Carry On Commodus, is it? Is that what you're saying?
I saw it as more of him being like a Dennis the Menace kind of character, a sort of naughty little law unto himself, but massively entitled and powerful at the same time.
Right.
So it'd be like a Just Williams story or something.
All right, cool. Nat, have you got a question?
I do. So I noticed that whilst you were giving us your pitch there, you were like, you had a catchphrase, "I'm Lil Commodus," when he was being chased by the shopkeeper. Is this catchphrase going to be seen through the film? Is there going to be merchandise with this catchphrase on, or is this
I'm Lil Commodus?
Yes.
I think it's more likely that he'll say it maybe once or twice, but everyone else, he's going to like be stealing buns or having people killed, and they'll just go, "Little Commodus."
Right.
Okay. Like that kind of a thing. And
Little
Commodus, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Breaking
All
the
right.
fourth wall, kind of Ferris
Oh yeah.
Bueller.
Oh,
kind of
do you know what? He
talking to-
spends more time breaking the fourth wall than ignoring it. He's constantly giving little winks to the camera and stuff. And,
Yeah. Little asides.
All right.
Should I do his sister again?
Yeah, he's just
What do you
constantly
think, kids?
like, "Who took my buns?" So you go, "Little Commodus." So we're like,
No.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. Okay, right.
thank
Let's. I like it. Let's move on then. Nat, it's your turn for your
Yeah.
prequel.
Okay.
I'll get you a minute on the clock. You
All
ready
right.
for this?
Here we go. Yep.
Go.
Proximo, a young upcoming member of a large family, has decided he wants to go to Rome, where his streets are paved with gold, and he wants to become a famous entertainer. He gets odd jobs while he starts to audition, and he does quite well, gets roles in small roles in things like The Bilious and Coronatio Streetificus, to name a few. He even lands a part as the bad guy in the Roman film franchise The Fastius and the Furioso XX11, a film about high-speed chariot racing and pimped-up horses. The problem is that Proximo becomes bored, and the thrill of being the bad guy in the movie leads him to sign up to be the ultimate Roman entertainer, a gladiator. He becomes part of the World Gladiator Entertainment, the WGE, run by Vincius McManus, and becomes the best gladiator of his age, winning the Gladiatus Mania CC, which is 200 in Roman numerals. The massive gladiator fan and new emperor Marcus Aurelius loves him so much he frees him, and he goes on to be a gladiator trainer. The end.
Very nice.
Talent police just rung their siren, Nat. That's how good it was.
Yeah.
Someone just do something very
Welcome to
talented. I
Houston.
think they did.
They were the pitch police. Give me that film. We're gonna make it. You got it,
It's so
kid.
good, it's illegal.
We got a few comments. We'll get time now.
I
Right.
love it. You had me at Proximo.
Okay, brilliant.
Right.
I mean, it is a great name.
Let's get some questions for Nat. Let's just ask away. Whatever you've got, go for it.
Where's this located? Where's the location of this movie?
Well, I can see like Proximo before he ends up in Rome being the gladiator trainer that we see in the second film. I assumed he started in this like little dirt poor town with like no prospects, large family. So somewhere like
Harrogate.
well, no, even what Grimsby, somewhere like that.
Oh,
Grimsby, Rotherham,
Right.
somewhere a bit shitty, bit
Barnsley.
grey. Yeah.
Somewhere,
Yeah, Barnsley.
somewhere-
Yeah,
Hello, for all the viewers watching in
somewhere that
Rotherham
was
and Grimsby.
somewhere
do
that
apologise.
had to wait until the Industrial Revolution to produce
Yes.
anything, and then during the 1980s. So in 2,000 years' time, these places will be desolate, and they are
Yeah.
at the time of Gladiator, and
Yes,
so they're like
yeah.
2,000 years away from their peak and decline.
Yes, as someone who lives in the worst part of Leeds, I feel like I'm quite happy to also point out where other horrible places are. But yeah, essentially, other than being famous for producing loads of smog and chavs, that's all really. That's why he wants to get to Rome, and
Of course,
become
Smug and Chavs is the Danish director who's going to be making your prequel as well.
absolutely yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Smug
No
and
disrespect to
Chavs.
Grimsby whatsoever.
Have you got? Have we got any more questions? Got any questions there?
Well, I mean, this is a matter of casting. Who's playing a young Oliver Reed? Because that's quite
Yeah.
quite an ask.
They're big sandals to fill, I think. You're absolutely right there.
Yeah.
And I seen no other person. Well, I see two people we could maybe swap out if we're wanting a go-getter story where we've got people coming from nothing and making their way in the big wide world. So I think we should use Jedward, but like swap them out because they're twins. So we can just have a Wood, like a Jed or a Wood, whichever one. Yeah. Playing the up and coming.
Tired.
Yeah, because they do get tired easily. Yeah.
Like when Hanson used to play and the drummer used to have to take little breaks.
Yeah.
His arms got a bit tired.
You have to take one of them away, put them in a dark room, just hose them down while the other one's doing some lines, and then just keep swapping them over. Yeah. I think they're the only ones who could fill those sandals.
They're the only ones that could be a young Oliver Reed in his prime.
Yeah.
I mean, if we had to remake Oliver, I think Bill Sykes should be played by, oh, come on, Nancy, I'm going to punch you to death now. Oh,
would you say still there, Nancy? Well, I just dance around and punch you a bit.
Oh, look at me.
Hang on, we want to do our Irish impressions as well. Go on, Paul, you do one.
No, because it sounds Pakistani.
All right, don't do that then. I'll do one. Oh, hello, I've got a pot of gold.
All right, yeah, you dirty little feckers.
There you
That
go.
was all right. That wasn't
it was good.
Asia. That was fine.
Good.
But okay, so
we won't be sued.
Jedward will combined with their powers combined, they are Oliver Reed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Very good. Right, Paul, it's your turn. Your prequel, please, for Gladiator. Are you ready for this? I'll get you a minute on the clock.
So, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for inviting me along to be here. It's very much in the line of what Eddie said about but this is a young Maximus. And the idea being that he joins the Roman Cubs. You know, the Cub Scouts and the Cubs, they have like a Cubs group. He joins them and he goes for all his badges. He's going for all of his badges, like aqueduct cleaning, mead making, hunting squirrels, that kind of stuff. And he gets all his badges before everybody else. And he's so impressed that his Cub leader says that you should do Bob a Job week. So he goes to Caesar's palace and does Bob a Job outside, cleaning sandals and making a great job of just doing sort of jobs around Caesar's palace. And Caesar sees him. He's such a good kid. He's doing really, really well. You know, he's an incredible talent. I want to hire him. So he hires a young Maximus, and then Maximus sort of gets to know him quite well, and they're buddy pals. And then all of a sudden, he decides to say, look, why don't we start an army for you, a 12 to 14-year-old kind of Cub Scout army that can go out and have battles. But because they're kids, no one's going to kill them. So you see these kids coming over the hill. And no, don't kill them. Don't kill them. They're kids. And they just come over and they wipe everybody and they kill everybody. And he walks away with, becoming a general at the age of 14.
Right. Okay. Cool. Right. Good. Questions there? Yeah, a bit of realism. Why not? Eddie and Matt, have you got questions?
So are you going to be using young actors, like 14, 15-year-old actors? Or are you going to use adults that look that age because of child labour laws?
I'd bring Russell Crowe back to do the child parts.
So Russell Crowe would come back pretending to be 12-year-old Maximus.
CGI. They'll put Russell Crowe's face on a CGI child.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's literally all I needed to know. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Still with the full beard.
Yeah. And
Maximus had a beard at 14, didn't he? There's no two ways.
He had a beard in the womb, mate. He had a beard in the womb. Look at him.
Yeah.
Big,
have you seen
sexy hunk of Roman.
Does this new Russell Crowe film out? Have you seen the adverts for it? They're hilarious. It's kind of like he pitched it to the studio and went, look, nobody's going to cinema unless we do this in a fun way. So he basically comes on and starts going, do you want to see this fucking film or what? And starts pissing around. They're really funny. They're really good.
You can see he can't be asked because he hasn't lost any weight. It's literally, he's just come out of like eating 7 pizzas and goes, right, where do you want me? And Russell, just get in the car. Great. So he's in the car for like 25 days, just shooting this movie.
You need to check the things out. They are funny. They're really good. What he's done. I don't know why it went that way with it, but it's funny. Who's left for question? Eddie, have you got a question for Paul?
Is this going to have the same sort of vibe as the Children's Crusade, which was when during the Crusades in the Holy Lands, the Christians went, hang on, we're not winning because our army's full of sinners. So the only way to win the wars in the Holy Land is by sending children over to fight because they are free of sin. Is this the sort of or is it like a child militia, like Coney 2012 kind of style? What sort of child army are you thinking of?
No.
That is the right response to that long ass question. That is no on both counts.
I'm thinking that it's
God.
kind of it's more like what's the recent movie that came out about King Arthur, the children, the King Arthur Arthurian movie.
I can't remember. I know which one you mean.
Yeah, kind of, it's like that kind of feel. But
Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
No.
Yeah, like that.
So it's got more of an air of Goonies than Gladiator about.
Yeah, it's Goonies meets Jossie's Giants.
Yes.
Oh, okay, fine.
Do you remember Josh's Giants? That were great. That
set 2,000 years ago.
And I'd like Damo to be somewhere, as a background artist.
you've said the trigger word for tonight, Zamo. Here we go.
He's going to come down with a $100 bill in his mouth. Yeah. Wow, you said the secret word.
Roberto's going to catch that in a minute.
Okay.
He'll be straight on it. I've not looked at the what's on about. Oh, he's there. Look, we knew it'd happen.
Samo!
Hopefully that's cheered him up from his picture.
They're talking about Roberto's childhood in Rome.
And also,
but then wild scissors
ideas involve bad things.
They don't. And also, Little Commodus didn't involve any sex. It involved attempted sex.
It's got you there. Oh, don't we all, Roberto?
We all do, to be honest. Mate.
Oh, I wish he'd change his profile photo. It's sad that.
That looks like I wish I had 7 pizzas. That is
Chris,
the
it's
saddest
got the
image
same
I've
shirt
seen.
as your curtains. Same shirt as your...
Wow.
If you want some free,
the curtain?
if you want some free curtains, Roberto, I'll send them to you. I hope he cheers up by end at show and he changes his profile picture. That's all we ask for this evening.
Send him the material of your curtain so he can get a shirt made. That'd be a wonderful gift.
Oh, his mate Martin's here now as well. Zamo! They've all been triggered. The Zamo Massive are here now. We're all going to get Zamo'd. Right, it's time to vote. So that's the end of that round. We'll vote in a minute.
Sleeper agent Zamo?
Yeah. Right, I'm going to give you a quick recap on everybody's prequels that you just heard. So here we go. Eddie's was about Little Commodus, so light-hearted little Dennis the Menace style film about him as 9-year-old. Is shouting, "Am I not merciful?" on the street as he goes about his business, getting into all sorts of scrapes and japes. And then he makes a bed on a load of dead boys at the end for some bizarre reason.
Because they wronged him the day before, so
they wronged him.
It sounds like Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Messed up.
like if
up.
Clockwork Orange was for kids,
Yeah, all right.
which it
All right.
arguably is.
All right. These are the recaps. Don't worry. Right, Nats was about young Proximo, who he wants to be an entertainer, so he goes and does a load of auditions, including a Coronation Street ripoff. What were it called?
It was called, Coronatia Streetificus.
There you go. And Fastius and Furioso.
Furioso XX.
Furioso. Then he gets into is this right? He goes to a tournament to be the best gladiator and he wins. And
well,
then
he joins the WWE, but it's WGE in Roman times.
WGE. Right,
Yeah.
cool. And then he gets his freedom. And then he starts training gladiators up. Cool. Paul's was about young Maximus, who's in the Cub Scouts. Basically, they're all getting all the badges. They're all going for the badges. And he gets told to go do Bobber Job Week at Caesar's Palace in Vegas. And he gets hired. But then the Kids Army appear and just kills everybody. That's it. All right.
See
So
ya.
it's time to vote. So vote on Facebook. Your votes will come through on here. So all you watching on Facebook, we'll deal with those in a second. So vote away. Right. Let's vote in the room though. We get one vote each. Can't vote for your own, which is quite difficult for me.
I'm going to go with Chrissy.
I'm going to vote for Nats because Proximo was proper good fun, and I assume he'd have been in it a bit more had Oliver Reed not died whilst making the film. So
Apparently, he was supposed to live at the end, but because he died, they killed off his character. That's what I read. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm.
Nice. Well, yes, we'd have seen a bit more of him, and that would have been fun. So let's have a bit more of him.
All right.
So my vote is for Nats.
Right. Cool.
I'm really struggling between Army of Children Who Kill People and Sleeping on Dead Boys.
It's like
Sounds like the same film to me.
they're sort of like they've got like crosses on their eyes, like they're not like all the nuts and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna vote for Eddie.
Oh, thank you.
Just because I can cope slightly more with one child killing people than a whole army of them. Sorry,
Right.
Paul.
No, that's fine.
I'm gonna vote for Paul's. I'll tell you why. Because I like the idea of the Cub Scout section where they're going for badges. I think that could be a really good montage. I like the montages in films. So I think that pipped it for me. It was between yours and Eddie's. Who are you voting for, Paul?
I'm really. I mean, it's tight as a nun's crutch. I'm kind of drawn towards Nat. I think it's more Nat. I like the idea of there being this kind of Hollywood world within Rome, and that you could almost have this spin-off of pictures of the directors and producers all trying to come up with new shows for the Colosseum stage or something.
Yeah.
No, so I'm going to go with Nat.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks
All
very
right.
much.
Nice one. Let's have a look online. We've got Roberto. Yes, I've got
he's
Wacky
changed
Paul.
his
Hey, he's changed his profile.
Yeah, it's the same, isn't it?
No, he's not sad anymore.
He is.
No, he isn't.
Is it
Ours
just not
isn't.
Oh, mine is. It's still got his sad picture on mine.
Is he modelling for Next?
Oh. But I can't see his happy picture. That's weird.
Give it a moment, you will.
All right, I'll see it in a minute.
You know what?
I
Do you know what,
vote for
Martin?
Jedward.
I will cast Rylan as Vince McMahon for you, if you vote for me. Yes.
Isn't Ryland like a stationery shop?
No, Ryland's a poor man's Freddie Mercury.
Oh.
Presenter. He's he's
So
Don't say, Renee, don't try his little Janet Street.
That's Alan Carr, and you know it.
Roberto's double down. Although Kat was very good at the wrestling, and Martin and I wrestled. All right, I switched lights off and steal his belt, but I still vote Wacky Paulie. That's your name now, Paul. Wacky Paulie.
Wacky Paulie.
He's made his decision. His decision is final.
Thank
Nat
you,
gets
Sarah.
my vote, Sarah.
Cheers.
Sarah, the most sensible member of the audience.
Just simple, Natalie.
Yeah, just Nat. Fine.
Yeah. Let's
I
move
don't
on.
need to
That's
show off to everyone.
That's cool. Right then, cool. So at the end of that round, Nat has won with 4 votes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
Well
much.
done, Nat. What's this? Scissors. He never have a clue what's going on.
True that.
I feel more and more like that is more and more true with every passing time we do this, Roberto. I have to admit.
Right, that's the end of that round. So let's move on to sequel time. Sequel time. It's everything to play for, as I always say, unless you're not playing it.
What are we playing for?
You're playing for strength and honor. Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
Are you not entertained?
We'll say that all at the end of the show. Were you not entertained? And they'll go, no, we weren't. We'll go, all right.
He says it the first time and you go, oh, that's kind of, and then he does it again and it's all a bit like, were you not entertained? It's sort of a bit.
My favourite bit in the film, I'm sure you've got your favourites, is the bit where he asks Oliver Reed if he were a gladiator, and it looks like he's reading his script off the side of the room. Because he goes, were you a gladiator? And he goes, Yes, I was. Yes. It's like nothing else gladiates to be the gladiator. It's like lightning. And he turns around and you go, you're reading that off the thing, and I don't know about that. Anyway, but maybe not.
Apparently, the comedian Omid Jalili plays the slaver who sells Maximus and his friends too. And he gets grabbed by the balls by Oliver Reed. Apparently, when they went, okay, cut, we're just going to get it from a different angle. Oliver Reed said, I've got to continue holding on to your balls, my boy. I have to, because otherwise it won't match up when they reset. So like, sorry, can I get a coffee, please? Can I get John a coffee? Just holding on to Omid Jalili's balls while they're moving lights and stuff. He's just like, oh, it's lovely around here, isn't it? Just, oh, what a lovely... So, yeah, it's kind of great.
I mean, if anyone's going to do that...
One lump or two.
yeah, I'm like, that's pretty great. Yeah, it's that... They're up there with the Tortoise and Keith Moon story for Oliver Reed for me. But,
what is the Tortoise and Keith Moon
story?
No,
why are you doing that? No, no, save it. We'll do Oliver Reed one week. That's a whole new story. For Christ's sake, don't ask him.
If we got time at the end, which we won't do, I'll tell you.
You're not asking a leading question like that. Are you insane? Well, you nearly fell into the trap then. He nearly had you.
I'm sorry, I'm still really new at this, Chris.
We've still got 2 rounds and we've already done 31 minutes. We're an hour and a half last week.
Sequel,
anyway, right.
Gladiator 2.
Sequel, here we go. Gladiator 2. Right then, so moving on. Nat, your minutes on the clock. You're first.
Yes.
You ready for this?
You ready?
Go.
Lucius is now old enough to join the Senate, and he's looking forward to his first day. The problem is, everyone knows his uncle was Mad Commodus the Mad, who killed the brilliant and sexy gladiator and general Maximus. So they don't welcome him. In fact, they do mean things to him, like throw his lunch to the lions in the arena, spill drinks over his nice clean toga, and lock him in a dead gladiator's locker. All he wants to do is help the people of Rome, but he cannot seem to shake off his uncle's legacy. So instead, he decides to embrace it. He goes completely loopy, making passes at his sister, dressing dogs up as gods, making people speak to him in silly accents, and murdering his slaves for walking funny or not getting his dinner quick enough. Finally, he realizes it's him or the Senate, so he stages a coup, kills them all, and becomes emperor. The people love him because of his radical dress ideas like dress down Fridays and taco Tuesdays and beat your slaves Wednesdays, and he remains an emperor for a long 2 years, after which, in the time-honoured tradition, he's murdered by his own son and eaten by dogs. The end.
Okay.
Well, didn't that just have everything?
Yeah. Right, I'm just finishing my notes there. It was quite a lot. Lot to process. Lot to process.
Dogs. There we go.
Right. That is true. I was just writing by dogs. Eaten by dogs. Needed to get that in. Right, questions then, Paul and Eddie. You got?
So I'm getting a vibe that it's kind of Mean Girls meet Star Wars.
Yeah. Isn't that Frozen for you guys? Frozen for me.
I can see all of you. Can you hear me?
Right, that's fine. We got you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You're back. We all good.
Sorry, Paul. What was that?
I'm getting a sense that it's kind of Mean Girls meet Star Wars.
Well, I like the Mean Girls idea more than the Star Wars idea. I do love Star Wars, don't get me wrong. But actually, yes, you could potentially like have a Regina George character.
The second three are Star Wars, the ones where they talk about the boring Senate and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, we're not really going to focus on that because it's going to be more the Senate bullying him. So, he's going to turn up on the first day, but it's just going to be one of Chris's favourites, a montage of him being pushed around, having his toga pulled down in front of the girls he likes. All of that.
Montage?
Could it be an hour and a half of montage?
Just for Chris, I mean, we can do that.
We're going to have to add to the ever-growing rule list. We're going to have to ban the use of the word montage, because otherwise Chris will go, montage, you'll say.
90-minute montage.
Oh, dear.
I'm getting the vibe that it could be more like Mean Girls meets Falling Down.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's sort of the one, but his day keeps getting worse, and eventually, he's like, all all bullying and no emperring makes Lucius something.
Yeah. I see what
I'm
you mean. Yeah, he goes.
I'm
Go on,
getting a bit
Chris.
of a Mean Girls and Police Academy 5 assignment Miami V vibe to it myself.
Is Lavelle Jones in this one?
Because of the sand. Because of the sand, you know what I mean?
The sand mostly for you, is it? Would you like a sand montage, Chris? Can we arrange that? Like a sand montage for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could think about that.
Over his desk into his computer and just sort of end up on the floor on the other side in a moment.
But yeah, no. In conclusion, Eddie, yeah, I think that's quite a nice idea. It starts off with him being bullied, and then it ends with him snapping, killing the Senate, becoming emperor. Yeah.
Is that the Police Academy 5 with Zed in? With it's sort of...
No, they left. Zed and Sweetshot left. I'm glad you asked me that. They left after Police Academy 4, and Mahoney went in 4 as well, but all the rest of the cast stayed, including Motormouth Jones, Captain Lassard, and all that.
Yeah,
and my total story was off topic.
I know exactly. Yeah.
And I'm not saying it was off topic. I'm saying it was going to be long. That was my. I just went, yeah, they were in it. They won. Let's move on. You know, I didn't go. Well, in 1984, when the original Police Academy came out, they, you know.
Yeah.
Was it 1984? I don't know. I'll have to Google. Anyway, I'm killing the mood now. I don't know if it was 84. It's not important. Right, let's move on. Paul, it's your turn for your sequel. Please, to Gladiator. And that's
right.
Yep.
Gladiator.
Yeah, what did you say?
The Graduator.
Yeah.
With Dustin Hoffman.
I went into a completely different world with this. This is Chuck Norris, aka Chuck Norrison. Comes back. He's a pissed off ex-Navy SEAL during the Roman time. So it's kind of like a Navy Asilius. And revenge for Russell Crowe. So he comes back, it's like, you fuckers. And at this point, this is 10 years later. So he only just got the phone call to say that his brother's dead 10 years later via homing pigeon or whatever. It's like, oh shit. Like he leaves the Navy SEALs, he goes AWOL, comes back to Rome, and this is 10 years later. Now by this time, it's kind of like the Gladiator Arena Coliseum is like the Gladiator TV show. So you've got like Jet and Hunter and Wolfman and Pugil Sticks and that kind of stuff. So he comes along, and he gets involved in the game show, and he kills everybody, and then he single-handedly rebuilds Rome on his own and cures cancer and COVID-19.
What the hell? It sounds like those last two were just thrown in there, but it's still all right.
It's Chuck Norris. It's Chuck Norris, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Guys,
do that.
What's a way to avoid a movie from being dated? COVID-19.
Oh, there's going to be so many movies coming out based on it. Oh,
I'm just worried about people are saying stand-up comedy is returning. I wonder what they're all talking about.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, I could take that out. I could take out the COVID-19.
To be honest, that's just one scene, isn't it? That's just one scene. You could put that in deleted for a bit of a
Can be on the end.
Yeah. When the credits roll in the movie, it will say, and he cures cancer and COVID-19.
It could freeze frame at the end like they used to do in all 80s teen movies, and it tells you what the characters did after that. There you go. Have you got questions for Paul, Eddie, and Nat? Go for it.
I do. So, Paul, I love the idea that the Gladiator Arena has actually become like the TV program. But what I need to know is the outcome of the game still as deadly? So they've got the pugil sticks. Does the loser still die? Like, is it a pugil stick with a knife on the end or scorpions on the end? Or
No, it's all soft stuff because, you know, at the end of the day, health and safety have got involved now. It's 10 years later. They've come in and said, guys, can we just play it down a little bit? You know, we've got sponsors and advertisers. You know, we've got Pepsi on the phone. They're calling to get space
and
on the
Shirley
banner.
on fax.
Yeah, exactly. So they've had to play it down a little bit to make it more, you know, friendly for kids.
Proximo would be spinning in his grave.
Everybody anyway because he's pissed off ex-Navy SEAL.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay. So the fun police have got involved. All right, that's fine. That's my answers. Thank you.
My question is, how is Chuck Norris going to cope being in a pre-Christian civilization.
But he was born. He was born back then. You know, he was the prodigal son. He was, you know, Jesus and Chuck Norris were separated at birth, as you didn't know that. And so Chuck Norris, he continued on his journey, you know, Navy SEALs from the age of 5.
At the age of 2 days old, he left Galilee and walked across the sea.
Yeah,
and,
he did a bit of carpentry.
Sure.
Carpentry. Fuck this, I'm off, and went joined, you know, the French Foreign Legion. Did a bit of that. He learned all the martial arts. So he met Bruce Lee. He went to Hong Kong and did that. And
are we suggesting that they're immortal then? Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris. Essentially, if you're a kung fu martial arts master, are you immortal? Is this what you're saying?
Yes. He's Christopher Lambert dressed as Chuck Norris in Highlander.
Right.
So Highlander meets, you know, Steven Seagal, Navy SEAL thing.
Right. Okay.
Cool. Okay.
I can't help but feel that you're overloading your film buffet plate here.
We've got.
You've got to think on your feet. You know, in most directions. What else have you got?
Health and safety that get involved at my restaurant, always spoiling things. I hate them. Stronzy.
That sounded Welsh.
Roberto.
I assume that means bastard because
Stronzy from Swansea.
it has an I on the end, which makes it
Italian.
Plural.
According to Roberto, it makes it Italian. That's all he does. Hiya.
Yeah, the I makes it plural, so I don't know what he's.
Oh, it means bastard, shit, turd.
Oh.
Son of a bitch. Generally descriptive person.
All those. Bastard.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that Italian has a single word for bastard shit turd. That's
turd.
Really
bastard,
economical.
Shit.
I like
Son
it.
of a bitch.
2 and
Son of a bitch and generally despicable person, it says.
Nice.
Yeah. I'll take 2 of those.
Yeah.
Better.
Right, let's move on then. So, Eddie, it's your turn. Your sequel, please. I'll put your minute on the clock.
Yes, I'm treading some similar ground to Natalie, I've got to say. This is Lucius IV, or Lucius is 4. Lucius Verus, now faced with life in a republic, has nothing to inherit. Inspired by his idol, Maximus, he trains in the many ways of fighting. And then sets out to travel the empire. Whilst in North Italy, he meets Norse warrior Wolf, played by Alexander Skarsgård, and they adventure together, sharing banter. They then rescue Ahim, a tiny Moorish alchemist, played by Kevin Hart, from a mugging and enjoy some racial banter. In northern France, they meet Gov, an ancient Britain merchant, played by Danny Dyer, and find out about a Gaulish village being held hostage by a warlord. With Ahim's explosives and sass, Wolf and Lucius's hurting skills, and Gov calling people a mug, they overthrow the warlord and free the village, and all is good while they set out to do even more good in the world.
Okie doke. Right. Okay. So just making my notes. Right. Nat and Paul, have you got questions for Eddie's epic?
Yeah, I switched off at Kevin Hart.
Really? Because without him, we don't get any of the no one's investing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So do you want it made or not, mate? I mean,
No, I hear you.
Some of that heart money. Some of that heart money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, yeah.
It wasn't my first choice either, but you know.
No, I feel your pain. Okay, well then I switched off at Kevin Hart.
Well, I, you know what? I love the idea, particularly getting Danny Dyer in just to call people a mug. That was great, but
largely,
I felt like it was a bit penis heavy. Please don't tell me that the only females in there are going to be shaggy love interests who get the tits out and get rescued, or I'll be very upset.
Well, it is kind of in keeping with the original film. However. Although no, actually, a lot of women get killed. They have a lot of in the film, and because they've got the female archers on the on the.
They do. Yeah,
chariot
they
got-
do.
stuff.
That is a very good point about this film. In the original film, there's no females in it at all, apart from
one,
his
yeah,
sister.
Except for his
the
sister,
sister
yeah.
of.
It's like, where is where are they? Where's
yeah.
all the female characters? There's
There's-
none.
you
There's
get
no
you get
boobs.
you get the same shot of Maximus's wife twice.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And then
Bring
in the recurring dream thing, and a few female archers on the back of some of the chariots, one of whom gets cut
Right.
in half.
Yeah.
But they're going past at a rate of knots. It is and a couple of and that woman that sort of was licking his face as they were walking
Yes,
through.
as she was walking, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there was there were no women in it whatsoever, which is ridiculous.
Are you going to redress that balance?
I fell into the same trap. I really did. Yeah, you're right.
I would definitely do the wife until I see the feet, and then that's a no for me. You
Well,
know,
in that case,
so the
I
wife
am
was
willing.
yes, please, but then when she's hung up, when they hang her up and you see the feet, it's like,
Oh yeah.
horrible feet, and the fact
Yeah.
that they were black. It's
I
like,
th-
what the fuck was
yeah.
that about?
Might
Burn,
be something
you
to do
mean,
with the
burn.
whole like being burned to death while still alive, Paul. Maybe
Yeah.
didn't have time to
Chad.
clean them.
She might like
Chad.
that though.
Chad feet.
Tell you what.
The
if-
only
I
reason
can-
it's funny because the only reason he knew it was them is because they were hung up. I bet if they'd have been thrown out on garden like all the rest of burned bodies, I
Yeah,
can't believe we're talking about this. But I bet he wouldn't. He'd have gone like, no, is that a no? Maybe no. I can't. But because they'd hung them both up, quite nice of them to hung them up. I thought so he could
Oh.
identify them.
You don't use
Okay,
hangers,
I'm
like
going
like
to
nets. You just
I'm going
hung
to
'em up.
attempt to solve the problem that both of you have with this, and I'm going to omit Kevin Hart and replace him with Leslie Jones.
If you want, you want a sassy character.
That would get rid of Kevin Hart, and it would add at least one main cast member as a woman.
I
Okay.
should up at Leslie Jones.
No, I like Leslie Jones. She's funny. So I can, I
Okay,
can do that.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
There'll probably be some other people along the way. But,
Truly is a language education this evening. I think that was about the Italian earlier. The
Very likely, yes.
Yes.
Roberto's not happy with me. Why are you mean to me? I send you a message with my Italian voice. He does leave messages with his
He
Italian
doesn't
voice.
love you like we do, Roberto.
I don't believe that you're Italian still, mate. I'm sorry. Because you left a message saying, hello, this is Roberto, and I love Zamo, and all that.
I do. I believe in you.
Did he say Leslie Joseph? No.
Yep.
Leslie Jones, Saturday Night Live
I-
comedian.
I will also entertain the notion. All right, okay, fine. Because Lucius is grown up, his mum will be played by Leslie Jones.
Right.
She'll,
All right,
she'll just be in
let's
like
get-
a really loose toga that keeps on blowing open and she runs in from next door.
Oh,
Yeah. It'll be, I mean,
Flop now and
it
then,
will
you know.
render the film utterly unwatchable, but
Let's
But
get
as
the
long
you've
as
vote.
got to get the investment in, you know.
yeah. As long as there's lots of see-through negligee shots backlit, so that you see profile and and all
Oh,
all that kind of stuff. Beautiful.
Like a Bond film.
I'll send
Yes.
you the B-reel, Paul. How's about that? The B-roll.
Need something
Right.
to work with.
Let's get to these votes. Okay, let's do it. Right, so here's your recaps of what you just heard for your sequels to Gladiator. So Nats was basically Lucius he's all grown up, wants to join the Senate, but everybody's like, you're that kid who had the mad dad who went, who were killing people and stuff, and killed Maximus. But no, he isn't grown up, is he? He's a kid at school, is that right?
No,
'Cause it says here,
he's grown up. No, he's
it
grown
says
up. And
people
he's,
are mean to him and they throw his lunch to the lions and drinks on his
all
toga.
the other senators are mean to him because of his mad uncle.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. It goes loopy. He starts to kill everybody, and then he becomes the emperor, and he has fun days of the week for people.
Yeah, Taco
to look-
Tuesdays, Dress
to-
Down Fridays. Yeah.
Yeah, all that. And then
Wednesday, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
Yeah,
Finger Slays
well-
Wednesday. Yeah.
yeah, we'll avoid that one. And then murdered. Then he's murdered by his son, eaten by dogs.
In the time-honored tradition of every emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw him to the dogs. All right, that's that one. Paul's was Chuck Norris, basically ex-Navius Sealus. He wants to get Revenge for Maximus 10 years later after the other film. It's like Gladiator, the TV show, though. So they're all doing you got your pupil sticks and all that.
Yeah.
Travelator, Contenders Ready and all that.
I love
And then
Travelator.
at the end, he cures cancer and COVID-19. Just to bring it up to date. Eddie's was Lucius 4. I've put Idol. What does it say? Oh, his idol was Maximus. That's it. Sorry. So he trains himself up. He travels the world. He meets somebody called Wolf. Somebody called
a Norse warrior.
Norse warrior. Who were playing that? Did you say
That was Alexander Skarsgård.
Alexander Skarsgård. He rescue an alchemist who was played by. We've decided on Leslie Jones now.
Yeah.
And then they go meet a French governor who's played by Danny Dyer. Is that right?
No, in northern France, they meet a man called Gov, who was a merchant from an ancient Britain.
Oh, sorry, I didn't get all that down on my paper.
I said it.
I know. Then something about explosives I wrote. I don't know what this is. And then they overthrow a warlord at the end.
With some explosives.
With the explosives, right? And everybody lives happily ever after. Sure. It's got fluffy bunnies in it as well. Right, let's have a see then. Get voting online for those ones, those fine recaps you've just heard. And we'll vote in the room. So who are you voting for?
I'm going to go for Nat again because Eaten by Dogs. It's very difficult to do a better film. But yeah, I like... I think I like a falling down style, how low can a man go sort of character study. So I want to see that.
Okay. Yeah.
I think I'm going to vote for, this time I'm going to go for Paul. This was a hard choice though, because I loved both film pitches, but just Chuck Norris got the edge for me. So I'll go for Paul.
Yeah, I agree. The Chuck Norris edge in the Gladiator TV tie-in, I'll go for that. Liked it.
I'm going to go for Nat again. Flawless pitch.
The taste police are out.
Fucking Beeston, I've told you.
The worry if there isn't a police car speeding past there, don't you?
Literally, yeah.
Right. Who's left? Have we all voted? We've all voted.
Paul.
Yeah. I'm waiting for somebody else to vote. And I'm like, where's that other vote? And I'm like, hang on, wait a minute, let me do the math. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're all in. Let's have a look online then. Roberto, I vote cat as I like to feed dogs.
Thank you, Roberto.
Fair enough.
I believe in you.
Fair enough.
Does that mean he doesn't like your pitch because he's voting cats?
No, he's voting. He calls Nat cat. That's
I see.
We've had to decipher that over the weeks. We've got.
And Eddie's gone from Edward Scissorhands to just scissors now for some reason.
Yeah. Changed it up. He's reinventing himself every week. Is Roberto literally?
It's one of the better nicknames I've had, I've got to say.
I'm torn between Leslie Joseph and Chuck Norris. Well,
we all are, mate.
Oh, he's going to put. He's come back.
We're going to root together, see what happens. Who wins?
Chuck Norris wins. It's close as this round. Let's see what else we got. Come on, here we go. Sarah's nipped in with that. Chuck Norris. Oh,
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris wins.
Hang on, he's already voted. Cat feeds dogs. That's amazing. The dogs were very happy. Meow. It looks like after Roberto's ramblings at the end that didn't mean no. Paul's won this round with 4 votes. It's still all to play for this evening as we go into the requel. So the requels round is your reboots, your reimaginations, things like that. So we'll get straight into these just because of the time. So let's have a look. So Paul, you'll be going first.
Okay.
With your pitch, I'm going to put your minute on the clock.
What now?
Now.
Okay. So I've gone with a completely kind of different vibe. This is an all-black cast. So directed by Steve McQueen. I've gone for Mr. T as Maximus. I've gone for a kind of Eddie Murphy vibe with Samuel L. Jackson playing Commodus Proximo and is it Marcus Aurelius? So he's playing all three at the same time.
Mr.
So it's
T.
funny, that Eddie, yeah.
Yep.
He's playing all three characters. So that's Samuel L. Jackson. Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Juba as the white slave. So we're kind of flipping it on his head. So everything's flipped. Morgan Freeman's in it. He plays God, but doesn't actually feature in it. So he's just the voice of God. Random God voices coming in. And Mr. T keeps his kind of A-Team B.A. Baracus vibe. So it's very much, I ain't getting in no arena, fool. So they're trying to get him in the arena, and he won't go back into the arena. And his kind of "you're not entertained" kind of thing gets turned into "I pity the fool that will get in the ring with me." So that is his kind of his feel, and it's all shot in Southampton, LA.
Right, LA. Okay, cool.
So
right,
it's kind of like the Romeo and Juliet modern version, kind of flipped.
Right.
yeah, right, got you. Okay, so questions, Eddie and Nat, go for it.
Yeah, who's playing the only female in it then? Who's playing Connie? Is it Connie Nielsen's character?
It is Connie
Lucius
Nielsen.
is
Viola Davis. I forgot to put that in. That's Viola Davis. She'll be playing.
right, okay. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
no, that's all I wanted to know. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it.
And Oprah Winfrey may feature in it, but it's kind of as a background artist.
I'm afraid we've already got the one female role cast now, so Oprah's going to have to wait. Unless you add a character, of course.
No, she's background. So she's just walking around in the background. She didn't actually say anything.
It's just Oprah doing her shopping in the market.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
fine. Well, yeah, that's fine.
Oprah!
Yeah, she's got money to burn. Well, she's just there going, you get a pomegranate, you get a pomegranate, you get a pomegranate.
She funded the movie.
Yeah,
She
that's
funded
all
the
right.
movie.
Yeah. Everyone's going around going, oh, lovely. Yeah, that's all right.
Cool. and the CGI outer ankle bracelet, allegedly.
Yeah, all of them.
Conspiracy theories.
Oh,
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 the
oh.
Illuminati are going to kill you now. That's it. You're dead.
Allegedly. We always have to say allegedly on this show.
and Ellen DeGeneres is a producer. But,
Allegedly. They're the hot names.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
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 So if this is going to have so you said it's going to be filmed in South Central.
Yeah, very much
in
a
LA.
gangster vibe. Yeah.
All right, cool. Does that mean that you're going to could you put some cameos of some well-known sort of 90s African American filmmaking in there? So you've got like
Spike Lee.
Ice Cube. Yeah. So and that kind of thing. But you got like Ice Cube and the other guy from Friday, just as the gladiator's being stabbed, they're just like going, ooh, like sort of like
it's very much Friday meets 10 Years a Slave.
You
that
got
kind of
shut the fuck up. That kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
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 Okay, cool.
You know
Yeah,
who I
no,
am, motherfucker? Are you
can
not
you have
entertained, bitches? Yeah.
Can you have a young Lawrence Fishburne walking around going, just sort of going, and this is what you think we are, don't you? You just need to play up to the man. That's how they want you to behave, young brothers. That kind of thing. It's going to be sort of, trying to empower the other gladiators.
I don't know if Oliver's in.
Yeah.
Is Oliver the first timer in here? He might be. I don't know.
I don't recall Oliver, but
Hello, Oliver.
I
Hello,
have
Oliver.
some feelings about Eddie Murphy's oeuvre.
Made
That
an
was about
entrance there.
what Samuel L. Jackson is to play, to keep the budget down. If Samuel can play the three, then that really cuts the budget down.
All right. Cool.
Fair enough.
Right. Yeah, cool. Right. There's your questions, there's your answers. So let's move on. Eddie, it's time for your requel, please.
Yes.
For Gladiator. Away you go.
My requel is called Gladiatress, and it's based on a film that I saw on Amazon Prime but didn't watch. But this is what I assume happens, judging by the poster image and the brief description I read. So, Maxima, daughter of a shit-hot general, disguises herself as a bloke and joins Caesar's army. She's proper good at killing and telling people how to kill. She spends a lot of time bathing and contemplating her feminine form. She takes up arms against a new emperor who is a prick. She is slaved off and works in a series of dirty mud dancing clubs and finally escapes to become a gladiator. She kills loads of blokes, possibly while she has them out. And she goes on to face Caesar and kills him while the crowd enjoy it because she has them out. That's just what I assume Gladiatress available included with Prime is about.
Okay.
That would do for my requel.
You figure. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll
You can
find
have
out.
like Maximus Caucus in there, and I get the feeling it's kind of like a men in movies, kind of 1 o'clock in the morning, soft porn kind of feel. Is that what you're going?
It's not soft porn. It's more. It's less exploitation than that, but it is just. It's more exploitation than it is porn.
Even though she's, what did you say? Got them out.
Got them out.
Yeah, I mean, not. I don't necessarily mean literally out. I mean
like
sort of
baseball,
very revealing clothing, sort of very cleavage heavy.
Scantily clad.
Yeah, there you go.
Are you coming at this from a women's empowerment angle?
No, I'm telling you what I reckon the film Gladiatress.
Okay.
Gladiatress available included with Prime. I'm guessing that's what that is roughly.
Does that stay on your file for 30 days?
I don't. I saw it earlier. Or I saw it yesterday, and I just saw the poster. No, it's included with the poster.
Is it on your watch list?
No, God no. The poster's on it, and it looked appalling, and it was like 1.5 stars, and it sort of said, "Don't underestimate her because she's a woman" or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, this is one of those sort of femsploitation light things," but you know.
I was thinking when you said get them out or got them out, I was automatically transferred to baseball, getting them out. And I was seeing some kind of baseball diamond involved in that kind of, getting them out.
Oh, and you were thinking like catching them out or
get them out,
I try not to encourage sport in anything I do, so no. I promise it'll have less than nothing to do with baseball.
So you've got a
9.5 weeks meet Invincible.
Why are these
Good
pictures
point,
always sounding like spaghetti porn?
It's a good point, Martin. It's a good point.
From Roberto, because he always break into fake Italian accent. Have you still got Roberto's nice picture on where he's cheered up then?
Yeah, he's still there looking
very
handsome.
I've got his one where he's still got going like that.
He's got a purple shirt on and he has a smile under his moustache.
I wonder if is it because I'm
He looks great.
Is it because I'm the host of the thing? I think it just leaves you on one setting.
I couldn't tell you, mate. I honestly couldn't.
I'll have to look later and see what he looks like.
You will do. Oh, it'll cheer you up.
Good.
Hi, Daniel.
Hello, Daniel. I watched a movie on
Tubi.
Tubi. What's Tubi? Is that another?
Probably some cheap man kind of
streaming
YouTube
service, I imagine.
Called Independence Day. All right. So yeah, another one of the Gladiator type. Well, not the Gladiator, but another rip-off of a. That's what they used to have these in the supermarket shelves, didn't these movies? Where what they're trying to do is get like some parents coming in going, "Oh, my kid wanted that Independence Day film," and they grab like one that sounds like it, like Sherlock Holmes and the dinosaur one. I saw that on shelves once. It was Sherlock Holmes, but it had like yeah, exactly.
Oh, Martin thinks I was
Robin Hood and Robin Hood,
Perhaps
Yeah, Robin Hood.
Martin might be confused because he's mentioned a film called Gladiatrix, like Dominatrix, but mine's Gladiatress, as in waitress.
Blockbusters a year ago. Have they still got Blockbusters open near you, Martin?
Might be years and years ago. There's
a year ago.
There's one. Do you know there was one Blockbuster video left, and they turned it into an Airbnb?
They have, yeah.
Yeah, I read that other day.
there.
So you learn stuff on this show as well.
Do you just drop the keys in through the letterbox when you're done? if you leave after 10 at night?
Yeah.
Didn't John Oliver try to revive a Blockbuster? There was one in Canada. There was only one left for like thousands of miles. And there was a Blockbuster that was still open, it was still renting. And to keep it open, he went and bought Russell Crowe's what he wore in Cinderella Man. The piece. He bought it and put it in a glass cabinet and then sent it up to this Blockbuster in Canada so that people can come from miles around to go and see it. I think it only stayed open for an extra month before closing down. quite funny.
Because they spent all the staff wages on the Russell Crowe piece. I went, oh
No, John
no.
Oliver bought it. John
Oh,
Oliver
right,
bought it.
John Oliver.
It's a gift and sent it up to this blockbuster.
All right. Okay. Wow. Cool. Martin's actually said no, he used to work there. Oh. Oh. It's all going off tonight with them. You still work for Mr. W. Smith. I prefer
We bet
Roberto
you do, Roberto.
again nips in there with another confusing little I don't know. Oh God, let's move on. Nah, it's your requel.
Okay.
Let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Right.
Okay.
We'll start.
Okay, so I need to say, lack of strong female characters or not, I really do love this movie. I enjoyed it when it came out. I still enjoyed watching it again, and thought it was all around fabulous. Particularly Oliver Reed, thought he was great. But I thought, rather than just say what I normally say, which is like, I don't want to change it, I will. So I think that we should really look at current modern gang culture. So I would like to set it on an estate in Beeston. And I would like the Maximus characters, the slave characters, the gladiator characters, actually to be the young scallywags and chavs that run around my estate. And I want the emperor type characters, the Senate, people like that, to be played by the NWA, Neighborhood Watch Alliance, and those middle class bourgeoisie people on the estate a couple of miles away where we all go robbing, because we don't rob from our own, obviously. Don't shit where you eat. And it to be a film about essentially that class divide. So, you know, you've got loads of like, dickhead kids essentially in and hanging around the upper middle classes, schools, shopping centres, Waitrose, like doing a shit in one of the aisles and running off, that sort of thing, really. Having a fight around the back of the bins. And that's what I would like to see it remade as.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it still Ridley Scott? Is it still directed by Ridley Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I want you know those really beautiful, like, you know, those really like weird, beautiful things he cuts to, which is like the sun moving across the sky and the clouds, or they'll just be like a sunset. Like, I just want it to be instead like a piece of dog shit and their carrier bag blowing past it, or
burnt out mattress. You know, when they burn them at
yeah.
start, burn out mattress. And, yeah.
Can you get tax credits for Beeston, for movie tax credits?
Just living here gets you tax credits, and if you live here, you've got 5 kids or more, you're automatically entitled to.
You could buy some cheap film equipment as well. You could buy your equipment quite cheap.
You can, yeah. You can actually make it in Beeston for less than half the price, because we'll get it all knocked off for you. It'd be great.
Ridley Scott.
Yeah, so that's what I want to see. I want
to
see
key grips sticking around in Beeston.
Yes, it's where they come when they've got no work on.
Is it going to be called...
half the entertainment industry are here since COVID. None of them have got jobs anymore. They're all outside Aldi.
Is it called Chaviator?
Yeah, it's called Chaviator, yeah.
Natalie knows all this because currently Derek Jacobi lives next door to her.
He does, yeah. Judi Dench is at the back.
Yeah, he's got no work on, so he's like, I was in Gladiator. We know, Derek. Is
he still alive?
I don't know. I just picked a member of the cast at random. And,
I don't know if he's still alive.
He might not be.
But Richard Harris at start were in it. Wasn't he, Richard Harris? Before he's
It's a much Googled question. Is Derek Jacobi still alive? He is. It's according to this.
Good for him.
He's saying like years active, 1961 to present. So I'm assuming that means he is alive.
Oh yeah, he's got a YouTube prank channel. he goes out and he goes, would you like me to read you Shakespeare's sonnet number 52? And then he reads it to him, and then they go off, and then he goes, that was sonnet number 17.
Yeah.
And slam
hilarious
that
pranks. Tune in next week.
Wah, wah, wah. Yeah.
Well, then he does one where he just pushes somebody onto some train tracks, like in the middle of all them.
Yeah.
Like, what?
That was weird. He was just doing poetry. What's happened?
There's one
it's a very decent thing to do, actually.
Yeah.
Extreme Jacobi.
Jacobi's Extreme Prank Channel. Yeah. Smash the subscribe bell.
I'd watch that. I would
totally watch that.
I mean, they're going to have to start thinking of this now that there's no work anymore for actors. I'm sick of seeing Maggie Smith hanging around our local Tesco.
Are
Just
you?
stood there going,
Yeah.
will you go in Tesco for us? They won't serve me.
Get me a pack of ciggies.
If you get us a 20 deck, you can have change.
Terrible.
I haven't brought my mask. All that business.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. We got.
Swore down I taxed someone and I never.
We'll deal with some more comments in a minute after this round because Blockbuster was king. They do. Right then. So let's have a quick recap of what you've just heard. These are the Gladiator requels then. So Paul's was directed by Steve McQueen. All black cast. You've got Sam Jackson. Was Sam Jackson playing 3 parts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. He was playing.
Commodus, Proximo, and Marcus Aurelius.
Right. And then you got Mr. T. Back again. Who don't like Mr. T? Morgan Freeman just as the voice of God because he does it so well. And it's set in South Central Los Angeles. There we go. Eddie's was about basically he saw Maxima is this daughter of Maximus, I presume, who disguised herself as a bloke. Throughout the film, she's bathing and killing. There's a bad guy emperor prick who then she becomes a gladiator and kills Caesar, kills the emperor.
Yeah,
like in the film. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, I'm not too precious about this because this is literally what I assumed a shit film was going to be.
Was the film called Maxima? The film on the thing?
No, the film was called Gladiatress.
Gladiatress. So if you want to watch that film,
Waitress.
it's actually on Amazon Prime.
It's included with Prime, so you don't need to spend any extra money. And do let me know next week if that's what the film's about, because I'm not going to watch it.
I'll watch it in hospital.
Yeah.
And then maybe pop yourself down to a hospital and watch it there.
Let's keep going. Hang on. And Nats was about the gang culture on an estate in Beeston, which is in Leeds, for those watching who don't know, where Nat lives, actually. It's about Chavs. Chavs are like the gladiator guy and all his mates, and emperors are all NWAs. What's that? That Neighborhood
Watch Alliance. Yeah.
Alliance. It's a big expose on the class divide, basically. It's a bit of a
political statement.
Bit of a dramatic one, I would say. Yes. Yeah. It's directed by Ridley Scott as well.
Okay.
And there's
Nat, are you having to be in this one though? I mean, because it's in your street. You know.
I mean, I'd love to. But I might, rather than being in it, I might be just round the back eating all the free food from the food truck and then robbing all the electrical cable to sell. So it's fine.
Is yours directed by Ken Loach by any chance, Nat?
Well,
Ridley Scott.
Ridley Scott getting him back in. Yeah.
Ridley Scott would have no problem. He'd be straight on side state. He'd sort it out.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah. Like he was Harry
He would
Brown.
rebuild Beeston.
I don't.
Can have a 20 million to spend in Beeston. They go, fucking hell, a whole new town.
Just buy Beeston. You could buy Beeston with that. Buy it.
Could actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do it.
And Sainsbury's.
What's the massage parlour called in Beeston?
Winston's.
The famous one. Winston's.
Massage parlour.
There's a massage parlour called Winston's. Yeah, it keeps getting raided by the police.
It gets raided, closed down.
They keep changing the name from Winston's to Churchill's all the time.
And the last time it was closed down, this is what they said.
They might as well call it Adolfs and Hitlers and change that every time.
It officially got closed down because they said it didn't have a proper beer license.
Oh,
That's
nice.
what they said. Nothing to do with the fact that it's a full-time brothel, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
They've got Sky Sports, pool tables, massage, sexy time. It's all going on.
But people really just go for the pool tables.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yeah.
They got a really well-maintained pool table. It's like no one plays pool on them.
I mean, people love getting the balls in the rolls there, you know.
They do. You can have a trimmed pool table. You can have an untrimmed pool table. I bet you are, Roberto, you dirty sod.
Messages.
Although you do have to nominate the pocket before you knock it
Messages. I'm going to give him messages. We know you are, Roberto. We know. You give good message, Roberto.
Good hard messages from Roberto.
Give us a happy ending message, Roberto, at the end of the show. Good God. Right. So you've heard the recaps. Let's vote, for God's sake. Let's vote. Right. Vote on Facebook, and as usual, we'll have a look. They've already voted. we're getting behind. Right, let's vote in the room. What do we think?
I'm going to go with the bathing and killing with Eddie. I love the idea of whilst in the shower, kind of attacking and sort of fighting while still bathing. Get the fuck out! It just
get yourself a woman who can do it all. Get yourself a woman who can do both. That's,
exactly. Double-ended sword.
Oh yeah, totally, yeah.
I'm going to vote. I'm going to vote for Eddie's as well because I actually think. I know this film exists on Amazon, but it's your own thing anyway. I reckon that is what they would do if they remade it. Sometimes I do look at them like that, these films. I think what would a Hollywood studio at the moment would probably do that exact film and go,
They try and make it, but for like half the budget.
Assuming
that they'd be able to get away with it, and they just wouldn't.
Croatia.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go for Nat because I like the idea of a very low taxed cash injection into the Beeston area. I think that would be a genuine benefit for all concerned.
Oh, that got me. Thank you, Eddie. I'm going to go for Eddie. Mainly because I'm intrigued about what was it, mud dancing or mud wrestling that you were talking about?
She was in a sort of a mud dancing club.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Like
that.
What is that?
It's I don't know. I sort of imagined that it would be like an Uwe Boll movie. It'd be like that guy who only seems to make the video game adaptations, and he sometimes asks like critics to do boxing matches with him, and then he one day just made a film about Auschwitz, like a documentary about it, just out of nowhere.
Is it all soft focus? Is it all shot soft focus?
It's sort of a documentary. I don't know why he did it, because he certainly doesn't have the filmmaking chops to tackle anything remotely as serious as bloody Auschwitz. So yeah, odd guy.
I'm just looking at the comments. We've all voted in the room, haven't we? Let's have a look here. We've got Roberto said this earlier. They talk too fast. Try and keep up. You got to keep up the pace in this room, Roberto. If you can't handle the pace, just watch it again later. Why you say it with gangs in London when you have math theatre in it? Because you're not in. What?
Do you mean the gangs in Leeds?
Yeah.
I don't know what Roberto's talking about.
Versus William Wallace.
Oh, do you know what?
That is a great matchup. Martin, who's Martin?
You could do versus films, couldn't you? You know how they've done Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, I like that idea. That's a great idea. So that's your Russell Crowe versus Mel Gibson, isn't it? Oh,
I think Russell Crowe could take him.
Two Aussies going head to head. That would be an awesome.
I think Maximus would win that though.
And I'm Maximus.
Yeah. We've got you could have MRC,
IV, VI, nothing, I.
Flaming tax credit.
Oh yeah,
it's Oliver. In Roman numerals.
One for you there, Nat. Yeah, you could have it. Let's get. There is votes here.
Mate, the Jobs Centre probably is like that anyway. We don't need to try hard. Scissors.
Vote for Scissors, Eddie, if you don't know. Is at least crazy and only one set in Italy.
That's true.
Yeah. Fine.
Chaviator. Thank you, Marty.
Chaviator. Come on. Has to be Chaviator. Beeston sounds like a lovely place.
Thank you, Zach.
It's picturesque.
Sarah, where are you from?
The way those tires burn at night is.
It casts a really beautiful and magical glow over everything.
Do you remember?
Thank you, Daniel.
Do you remember, Nat, when we got stopped? Were you with us as well, Eddie? After a gig in Beeston, and they said the opened with Caboo without asking and thought we were all drug dealers, and they were like, "Your car's too low." And I'm like, "There's 4 people in the car, and we've got."
And do you remember they said, "No, it looks too heavy. If the weighbridge was open, we'd make you drive to the weighbridge." Yeah, they're being really mean to you. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, they were being.
That would Beeston.
They were being weird. Somebody's put Jason. I don't think he's been in before. Hello, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Love you, chef. He's on the wrong stream. He's gone. Tonight's on Cooking with Cinema Goers. We're going to talk to you about
means, but he's expressing love, and that is a nice thing. So well done, Jason. You sound nice.
Chef loves you too. I vote Paul's all
we're doing Caesar salad.
Yeah, Caesar salad. Very good. Very good.
Great.
Oh, he's got a reply. I love you too. So we found out that. Oh, I get it. Roberto's a chef. He told us that on one of the programs, didn't he?
Okay. He looks like a chef.
There we go. Let's keep going. I have Holiday in Beeston. Yeah.
I'd love to show you the sites, Roberto.
If you've ever heard the song Holiday in Cambodia by the Dead Kennedys, it's a bit like that.
We'll move on.
Russell Crowe's quite a devout Christian, so I don't think he'll be doing that, and may get on with Mel Gibson as a result.
Tune in next time when you're here. Right, let's see what we've got.
Find out which faiths different actors have.
Yeah. Well,
same
I don't know if it's
same bat channel.
That's the end of that round. I don't know if this has happened in the history of this show, but it's actually a tie all the way through. You've all won a round each tonight.
Oh!
I know. How exciting is that? So you're all winners in my eyes tonight.
Thank you, Chris.
And the audience's eyes who voted for you.
You're so beautiful.
But you're also all losers as well at the same time, if you think about it. So well done, you all. Give yourselves a round of applause there. Give yourselves a round of applause. Well done. Let's give our audience watching a round of applause as well.
Thank you. We love you.
For tuning in. Let's do some quick plugs. Paul, have you got anything online you want to plug or anything like that?
No.
You've not got any old videos or all? What about some of your character videos and things?
I'm not doing those anymore. Unfortunately, I've got a job. I have to work for a living. I'm going to be in Winchester delivering parcels tomorrow. So if you're around, come and see me. Stand outside my van.
Have you got a Facebook page for that we can like?
www.idelivershit.com.
Well, don't feel left out, because let's ask Nat what she's doing as well. Have you got all to plug, Nat?
Not a fucking thing to plug, except I also have a job.
Some of these shows, people come on, they've got about 9,000 things to plug.
God,
don't forget to join me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, playing games, Facebook.
I'd like to plug Chris, actually. I'd like to plug you, Chris, because I think, Chris, you're a very talented individual. Still trying to make it. Keep pushing, Chris. You'll get there. Keep throwing much shit against the wall. One day it will stick. No, I love you, Chris. You're an incredible guy. And, this show should be a really, really good podcast, I think.
I thought you were going to say this show should be really, really good. You're right. It should be really good.
I thought you were going to say this show should have double the viewers it has now.
We'll get in double figures one day. We'll get double figures one day. You keep going. Thank you for that, Paul. Much appreciated. Thank you for coming to do a show tonight, Paul, as our guest as well.
Paul.
Eddie, have you got anything to plug?
Yes, IC News podcast out yesterday, every Saturday. I think Chris and myself and Tom King, you might have seen from other shows that we do, were all featured in it, so that's worth it. And Fire Breathing Kittens, a 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons podcast, is out every week. I'm on that occasionally. And Popped Culture every 2 weeks on my channel, on my Facebook page, Eddie French. You can see that. So it will be a week on Wednesday when we do the next one.
Cool. Very good. Okay. As always, we'll be back here next Sunday, 8 o'clock, for more of the same. We hope you enjoy your little Sunday nights here with us. At 8 o'clock, we'll be back. Next week, I've actually got the film. We're doing the Shawshank Redemption.
I love the Shawshank Redemption. Oh my God.
As always, if you want to watch some improv, we've got a lot of improv shows, Discount Comedy Checkout that we're all in online. You can watch some full shows on there. We will be back live gigging as well in October. We're planning to relaunch everything in October, social distance shows. We're getting back in slowly with the government policy and all that stuff that we're doing. Yeah. Oh yeah, permitted. Yeah, weather permitting, site permitting. No, we're doing indoor actually, so it'll be all right.
Yeah, we're doing
So
them
it can
indoors.
rain and
we're
we'll
not
be
idiots.
indoors. But we'll keep everybody posted on that. But as from all of us tonight, thank you very much for tuning in as
Thank you
always.
so much.
We'll see you again next time. Thank you for your comments.
Thank
and
you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good